Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Sports. It's our weekly Tigers breakdown. A great week for the Tigers, finally getting above 500 for the first time after the All-Star break since 2016. It's been a while. Got a playoff push kind of going right now. They won their series against the Angels, and they won their series against the Red Sox.
Yeah, it was great. I think, like I said, I was kind of thinking when they lost that game that they should have probably won. I don't know what Riley Green and Colt Keith were swinging at in that ninth inning of that game we lost to Boston. But they bounced back and won two in a row against them and won the series. Today was they just are finding a way. It's interesting. It was a no hitter through like what 4 or 5
Yeah,
innings.
4 or 5 innings, and then they put in a new pitcher, and voila, 2-run home run, right. Spencer Torkelson.
Torque came through, and Riley Green came through with 2 homers, and that was it. They didn't. I think they only had 3 hits on the day.
It was
not much.
It was a strange week. It started out the week on Tuesday with a very lengthy rain delay when our storms came through. Winning 6-2, I was at least concerned that maybe they wouldn't win that game just because of the late start time.
Right.
They pulled out the win there. They won on Wednesday perfectly fine. Kind of had an off day on Thursday without scoring. Pitching did fine, though. And then that first game against the Red Sox, we lost in extras. You came back. We had the opportunity. Colt, Keith, and Riley Green swinging at bad pitches kind of put us in a bad spot going into extra innings because we could have potentially won it right there if they would have.
We came back from 4 down. I mean, that was weird. I mean, both those pitches, Riley could have had a walk there. But like I said, those things happen. I suppose. It's just every win matters now. And
if you care that much about the playoff push,
right?
If you care that much,
and the Tigers they're just fun to watch. You want them. They're the type of team that you just like to root for. They're always the underdog. It feels like a bunch of young guys. Again today, I'd like to shout out to the pitching staff. Bo Brisky comes in. He gives you like 1.5. He only gave up a run, but he only pitched like maybe not quite 2 innings. And then, who is Herter?
Herter.
Never even really. I'm totally unfamiliar with this guy. Pitches a hell of a game. Gives us 6 innings?
Gets us to the 7th.
Gets us 7th,
and then Vest takes care of the rest of the 7th and the 8th, and then Foley takes care of the 9th.
I mean, it was just a great day for Tiger pitching. And these guys, like I said, are not household names. They're not the guys you think about, but man, they're getting the job done.
I said the stadium's starting to fill with a winning baseball team. We were down there today, filled up. We're looking nice. Usually we see it barren and empty. But people are starting to go see games.
People are interested, and it's not just the Lions now. I mean, we're all looking forward to that, and the Wings are coming up. But the Tigers are still, good crowds are going out to see these guys. They're still keeping our interest, and that's what we want. I mean, we want some fun entertainment, and they've given that to us over these last couple months. And I think they're not done.
No.
They got that. I did not believe in them. I counted them out probably in late June. I thought, this team does not look like a team that can do much. I think, nothing against Javi Baez. He's had some timely hits, but he really hasn't played up to his. I don't have to say that. I mean, everyone knows that he hasn't paid up to his salary, and him getting hurt has allowed this team. We could see what this team is going to look like for the next few years. The young players are getting a chance, and they're capitalizing. We're starting to see guys like Sweeney.
So it's looking good, and
guys like Young, and guys like Colt Keith, Torkelson. I mean, I don't know about many people, but that's a fun infield to kind of watch and see what they're going to develop into.
They have, seeing how Sweeney is. I mean, he's not great yet. Obviously, he still needs a little bit of time to develop. But you got to look at it as, when is it the time to probably buy out Baez? When you're looking at how we're playing without him, how well we are without him in the lineup, and there you have a couple other holes. Would you rather give the money to a position that might need a better bat, catcher, first base, or do you want to buy out Baez and then use that for like next year. Use the money on that instead of signing somebody, because that's what
Well,
it's going to end up being. You're going to have to buy them out and
right.
try to get as much out of the way as you can.
And so far, Sweeney has not shown much at the plate. Um, but I like him in the field. He looks okay, and he's young. We can still see what happens. It may have some ceiling, get better. We need bats. We need a couple bats, and certainly in the off season, we'll need some pitching.
But looking at the week ahead, it's about the same as the week that we had this week, with versus competition wise. You're starting on a California trip for the week. You are on the road. You are going to be playing the Padres Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we do not play Tuesday this week. A little bit weird, but that's what we got going on.
Okay.
They're 78-61, a pretty decent team. Obviously, you kind of gotta win games if you want to keep in this push. At least stay about 500. I expect you probably to lose the series to the Padres. You can't win them all, but you gotta
No,
keep pushing.
I mean, I don't think he can win the series against the Padres.
Well,
In
they can
fact,
win
if
the
they
series against the
do,
Padres.
I mean, that's even
If they do, that gives you a good chance to do really well on the week again. You play the Athletics to end the week. Your final series in the Oakland Coliseum.
right. It's tough to sweep anybody, even really, really bad teams. But these are the things we need to do if we're going to make a push. We need to do really well. What is is it a 3-game or 4-game against Athletics?
3-game series.
So yeah, you know what? You just got to approach each game at a time and try. They need a sweep, maybe.
I would goal for this week is obviously a winning week. Go 4-2.
Right.
At
I mean,
least
if they win the Padres series, then I certainly expect them to win the series against the Athletics, but they don't have to sweep them. I would say 4-2 would be acceptable.
4-2 week. Hopefully, like a 5-1 week would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
But looking at it, right, the rest of the month kind of plays the same way as this week plays out. You play a good team, you play a bad team, and it kind of just evens itself out through the month.
But right, if they can be in this thing with 2-3 weeks left, I think the final 2 weeks they're playing pretty easy opponents.
No, after we face the Athletics, we have our home week where we face the Rockies, which suck.
Right.
But then you play the Orioles at home.
Okay, but then what after the Orioles?
The next week after the Orioles, you go on the road. You go to Kansas City, which will be a big series because that could decide wild card depending on where you're at this point.
Right.
And then you're going to go to Baltimore.
Wow, I thought our last couple weeks were easy. Oh, wow.
And then your last week, which is all at home, you're going to go play Tampa Bay, who's 67-69 right now, and Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. So can we get to that final week and be maybe a game or 2 back?
If you can get to the final week and be 2 games back, you might be sitting pretty where you're at.
You'll have a shot.
Right now, how it looks, right, you're 5 games back of the Twins and Royals. They are tied for that final wild card spot. Looking, like I told you, we play the Royals at some point. But the Royals are playing the Guardians, the Twins, the Yankees, the Pirates, a series against us, the Giants, the Nationals, and the Braves. They do not have an easy month of September. Their best chance at winning consistently will come probably in the 6-game stretch against the Giants.
However likely or unlikely, I think we need to beat that series. At least win the series against the Royals.
When it comes down to the Twins, this is why they all play each other. It makes it kind of easy on us. As long as we take care of business, we should make it out in potentially a playoff spot. The Twins are playing the Rays, the Royals, the Angels, the Reds, the Guardians, the Red Sox, the Marlins, and they end the season against the Orioles.
Okay.
So let's say you're 2 games out when coming to that last series.
Right.
And you just need to catch up to the Twins. The Twins play the Orioles, you play the White Sox.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, right now, like I said, it's still a super long shot.
Other teams in front of us, Boston, is a half game ahead of us right now. They play the Mets, which are a playoff team right now. The White Sox, the Orioles, the Yankees, the Rays, the Twins, the Blue Jays, and then the Rays. So they have a kind of like ours where
Well,
we
but
kind
they're
of go back and
basically
forth.
even with us, so we could just beat them. It's just hard to make up 5 games on one team, let alone trying to make
Uh,
up 5 games on 2 teams.
and then your last team that's currently in the wild card, it could swap with the Astros with how things potentially could go, but they're kind of been struggling. You got the Mariners who have a 4 game set against the Athletics. Then they play the Cardinals, the Padres, the Rangers, Yankees, Rangers, Astros, and end the season against the Athletics.
Okay, we'll see.
So, I mean, it could very well end up being Minnesota and KC are out. Us and Seattle are in because I would say weakest schedule probably goes to Seattle because of the Athletics and White Sox. But we're kind of in the same boat where probably out of the teams who have a best shot sitting to get the wild card, it's probably between us and Seattle with the easier schedule.
I think the
path.
best approach to take is just simply let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy the ride. Just go out every day and 1 game at a time. Cliche as it is, it's the truth, and see what happens. Crazy shit. But like I said, I'm happy. Ending in above 500 would be a great accomplishment for this team. They're already above 500, but this is, like I said, we're gonna keep it going. It's hard. It's hard to win in this thing. And I look at that lineup, and I got to give it up to AJ Hinch and give it up to those guys for giving everything they got, because they don't look much on paper, and yet they're scratching and clawing out wins.
So looking at it, right, we only need 8 more wins to match our win total from last year. And basically you're sitting at 70. You need 12 more wins to be above 500.
Okay. And how many games left?
I don't have that exactly on my mind. Let's see. You got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24.
24 games left. So you got to go
500 the rest of the year will get you a
couple games above 500.
A game above 500, basically.
Yeah.
Because if you would lose it, you would be 500. So
Right.
500 the rest of the way, you are a above 500 baseball team.
I thought 85 wins at the beginning of the year.
That's possible. There's a possibility. But let's hope for a good week by the Tigers. Some positivity coming from them when we were down on them the whole month of July.
It'll be a fun month. We'll have a lot to talk about. Tigers, Lions, Red Wings. Hopefully Raymond and Sider get signed soon.
College football.
The rumors, college football.
We should try to talk.
It's going to be fun.
But with all that being said, right, let me know what you think about so far this season with how the Tigers are doing it. Fantastic. Basically to our predictions when June came around. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, see everybody soon.